Xfm Winter Wonderland gigs are raising money for Oxfam, which is why I'm here in Dakar, the capital of Senegal, to see the type of projects where the money will be spent and to find out more about what problems the people here face. Traditionally, one of the main ways to make money in Dakar has been fishing, but recently that's become more and more of a problem because of European agreements with the Senegalese government so that they can have big trawlers who come in, fish all of the fish with their giant nets, which means that the fishermen here going out on their small boats don't have anything left to catch. And one of the downfalls of this is a lot of them have been trying to emigrate over to Spain and the Canary Islands, just packing 80 of them all together in long boats, these pirogues like the one behind me there, and often sadly not coming back. One of the things that Oxfam is trying to do with the Penal Cooperative is to help people affected by this. The Penal Cooperative supports women in small businesses like processing millet and producing other food and craft products. With practical business support from Oxfam, the project empowers women to become strong entrepreneurs and increase their ability to generate incomes. I spoke to Yayi Bayem to find out why this project was so important to her and what had happened to her son, who was involved in fishing in Senegal. So Yayi Bayem just told me her story, which was that originally her son was planning to go off fishing, but then rang her to say that actually where he was, there was supposed to be a lot of fish and there wasn't, but he'd heard of this opportunity to go to the Canary Islands. And she'd said, you know, what are you thinking? Don't do this. And he said, oh, no, it's fine, it's fine. A boat just went a week ago and they've called us to let us know that it's fine. And there was nothing she could do to stop him. And he went, and then after a month she heard from a relative that lived there that a boat had been found with 80 people on it and that they'd all died. Yayi, is your story similar to the story of all these other women? Do they have a similar story to yours?
Everyone here has been affected, and there are some who have lost more than one person. There is one woman in particular who lost her husband, her son, and her son-in-law. So I come to work, but I can't forget what has happened. But at least you have your activity that you are doing, and it's a way for us to support each other as well.
As well as providing a reliable income for the women, the Penal Project also supports the local fishermen by giving them a fair price for their goods. Without this, many of them are forced to risk their lives by illegally emigrating in order to earn a living. We're just down at the docks and we're going to try and speak to someone who has been affected by this problem of emigration, where the guys are getting into these pirogues, into these boats like the ones you can see behind me, stuffing 80 of them in and trying to sail over to the Canary Islands or to Spain and often not coming back. And so we're going to hopefully speak to someone who used to be involved but isn't anymore, thanks to the Penal Project, thanks to the Penal Cooperative and the work that Oxfam's done. So, Babacar, what problems do the fishermen face in Dakar?
For the men to be able to fish, they have to go out to sea for up to 48 hours at a time. And not everyone can afford to pay for the petrol. And what you would catch means you probably won't make that money back. So that's when people started to say, right, we're going to go abroad and find other opportunities. And if the sea is calm or not calm, you are ready to take that risk. When you have no money, to live or die, it's the same thing. The men are ready to take the risk.
For Oxfam, it's equally important to tackle some of the root causes of poverty by campaigning against unfair rules that prevent people from earning a living. This is why in West Africa, Oxfam is working with local musicians like Didier Awadi to get their message across in a wider arena. I wanted to ask Didier what he felt about this emigration issue. Yesterday we went and spoke to lots of women who Oxfam are helping with the Penal Cooperative, and we spoke to women who work down by the docks who are drying fish, cooking and drying fish, and all of the women in this community have been affected by the emigration, by their husbands or their sons or their brothers getting on the pirogues, and I know that you have spoken out about that before.
For me, the migration problem is just the
tip of the iceberg.
The tip of the iceberg. You cannot say that you don't want, African to come, but you want to take the oil of Africa. You want to take the coffee of Africa. You want to take the uranium, diamond, and it's a nonsense. When you put poverty in in a region, everybody will run away from this region.
Do Oxfam have a role in that process in terms of speaking to the different countries?
I think that Oxfam, like all the organizations, must fight with us to get this continent united.
It's been really clear from this trip that the solutions aren't easy, but I have been incredibly inspired by the commitment of Oxfam to really make a difference to the lives of the people here in Senegal. And the money you've raised by coming to Winter Wonderland will be directly supporting projects like the Penal Cooperative, which means that the people I met here will have a chance to break the cycle of poverty.
Fexeel ba xarañ ci métier bi nga taamu dig ma dafa yombul